What? And we're live. Welcome, chat. I hope you didn't forget about me because I was gone for a week. Ooh. But I really needed that week. I am invigorated and on top of the world. Welcome, Gundam. Welcome, Kai's. Ooh. Today we're building the GM Space Command P Bandai Master Grade. Ooh. What? But actually, I have some things to unveil before that, and it actually has to do with the rebranding, because the kit that we're going to be building after the rebrand also arrived a month early, and it was recommended by you guys, so I just want to say thank you live for recommending the Kaiju, Gundam. Ooh. Let's see if I can get the light to be a little less harsh on that. But yeah, you guys recommended this. Ooh. So we're going to be building it. I can't show you the box because the box has my address on it. So thank you. Thank you, Gundam Planet. But it came with this also little thing, this amazing little tequila Gundam. And look at that little dude. Look how beautiful he is. I mean, and I gotta admit something. I never put together, or if I did, I completely forgot that the Tequila Gundam has a mustache. I kind of forgot. You've never had any of those pie? You've never had pumpkin pie? Vote for pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is the best. It's amazing. Oh my god. I make the best pumpkin pie, chat. It's so good. You just take some pumpkin, you just throw sugar into it, you bake it. It's amazing. But I completely never put together that that's a mustache on his face, which makes it kind of more offensive. But oh, I don't know where I'm gonna put this, but I want to frame this little thing that came with it. This little card. Also, it came with water slides, so we get to do more water slides. I think this also has water slides. I hope it has. I think this has water slides and stickers. We're gonna do water slides because I really like water slides since we started doing those. And actually, I have two other little things to show you before we start building this. And the reason I showed off that instruction booklet is because also some progress has actually been done in the rebranding where I'm actually getting the concept art back now, and I'm really happy with how it's looking. But while I was ill last week, I built this, the Gray's Custom from Iron Blooded Orphans, and I really like how it turned out. And I have to say, I don't like the Gundam kits from Iron Blooded Orphans. I think the only Gundam kit I've liked has been the Kamaris Vidar, and every other one I've had an issue with. But the Gray's kits are all perfect, chat. Ooh, you had pineapple pie? God, that would be really sweet. Ooh, and I also finished the Gundam X off stream. And we'll build, when I finally finish Gundam X one day, in a distant future, when I finally finish that, we'll build the Gundam Double X instead. Let's put those here and here. And let's actually start on the streams build. Yeah. Yeah, I just never put it together that was a mustache, though. Every time I looked at it, I'm sure, as a kid I knew, but, I just completely forgot. So every time I've looked at it for the last 2 years, I've just been yeah, that's the Tequila Gundam. It has, a little green faceplate instead of, some other faceplate. It wasn't until I saw that Chibi design was I oh, that's just a straight-up mustache. Don't worry about these. I wanted to experiment with this kit, so I cut out some pieces early, and these are the feet, this is the waist, this is some parts for the shield. I wanted to do something where a lot of times I get confused like a little dum-dum, so certain parts I wanted to cut out early to see how it went, but we're still going to, There's still gonna be plenty of opportunity for me to get confused and be dumb, don't worry. But I just wanted to get the little things out of the way so there wasn't risk of losing parts. So I just cut them out and put them in little jewelry bags. Very OCD, very autistically done. I like it. It's actually really calming for me to do this last week. I actually was very happy to do this. It helped me a lot. Oh, okay, so it's, okay, yeah. It's not a big pie, it's, there's a term for those, but it's like a pot, well, actually, yeah, it's probably like a pot pie, though. The size of a pot pie, but, or the size of a cream pie, or the size of a... It's just a confection. It's a confectionery treat, is what you're saying. Are these the... Yeah, these are the... So we do have the water slide decals. Super happy about that. Well, I should let you guys vote on which one, what we number him. Don't worry, these are in the bags. Don't worry, I know you might feel like, oh no, he's already lost polycaps. Nah. The polycaps have already been accounted for, and there is a piece that needs to be cut off. I'm digging just to get to the kit. I did all this prep work, and I still left the kit I still left the instruction manual at the bottom. God, I should make a chicken pot pie. I'm making pie crust tonight. I should make more pie crust and just like use it for like pot pies, but I'm already making pulled pork this week. I can't change the recipe. Oh my god, pot pie would be so good though. Oh my god, it's finally getting cold where I live. Oh god, I have to put that as a note. Pot pie. Ooh, so I'm making like cozy dishes for this month. That's the best part about November. It's when you can start making cozy, fatty dishes that like if you ate during the summer, you'd be like, I feel like the fattest piece of shit ever. But because you know you're staying inside and you're cold, you're like, oh yeah, another slice of pumpkin pie, please. You've already had half the pie. I said another slice. Oh, welcome, Red. What nipper do I use? I actually use 3 different nippers, because, you know, why not? I use an old broken, I think this is a Tamina. It's an old broken Tamina, like a thin nipper. Then I have a non-broken version of it. And this one is painted so I know which one is which. And for master grades, though, I also have a God Hands. Ooh. And we're building a master grades today, so this is the one we're going to be using a lot more than we normally do. But I only use the God Hands for the master grade so it doesn't get worn down. Good chicken pot pies. A lot of times I'm too lazy to make pot pie though, so I just make the, well, what I do is I make the soup that goes in the pot pie instead of making the actual pie. And it's still real good. Okay, and I didn't cut out, hold up, let me make sure, okay, yeah, I didn't cut out these pieces yet. Let's start with the chest. I already regret not cutting everything out. I, E, E, L. Talking about food, it's not, yeah, actually, we kind of talk about food while building Gunpla, kind of often, don't we? Yeah, last week I made some Cajun pasta, chicken pasta. Oh my god, dude. I'm lactose intolerant, so I had to use coconut milk for the cream, but I need to post that. I need to post that recipe on the Discord. I really need. Oh. The thing is, Ooh, if you get hungry while watching my streams, just know I'm already salivating. Oh god, it's just November is like the best month for cooking. Oh god, I can make Japusa curry this month. That's Japanese curry mixed with it's like the recipe's half Japanese curry and half American beef roast, and it's like the most savory dish I make. I need to stop. I need to stop. Oh yeah, McDonald's was serving pot pies for a while, weren't they? I'll have to post it after stream, of course, but I'm gonna make a note real quick. Pasta Discord. Over the weekend, though, actually, I did get to watch Predator, the original. I'd already seen it, but it's such a good movie that I wanted to rewatch it. And there are so many good little things in that film if you're paying attention. Like, there's little characterization spread throughout the film, but one of my favorite, like, little moments in the film is very early on at the beginning. And it kind of shows, like, how good the writing is compared to, like, a lot of modern films. Because there's a scene at the beginning where, like, Dutch is being, like, briefed by what his mission will be, and he just asks, why are we here? Like, why don't you use the regular military? Why are you using mercenaries? And you see the general stop and, like, cover his mouth because he's trying to think up of a lie, because, like, they are there to be assassins, but they don't know that. Like, they're being told it's a rescue mission. And then when that happens, another character, Dylan, from off-screen says, because some damn fool said you were the best. And that distracts the character of Dutch Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, like, you have the build-up where, like, already that early on in the movie, you can see how it's a lie that why they're going into the jungle. There's, like, little writing things like that, and there's so many setups in the film. Oh god. This has only ever happened once, and I would not recommend it. I one time made pasta, and I ate the entire, all the servings of pasta at once, and I threw up. This is years and years ago, but I ate, like, I just made a bunch of pasta, like, made chicken, threw it into a big bowl, and I scarfed the whole thing down, laid down, and then, like, was like, oh, I made a mistake. And I laid there for like half an hour just going, oh, until my body was like, okay, we need to throw up. Like, you literally ate like, there's no room for the acid. My body was like, you're dumb? We need to get this out. Oh, wait, no. Also, one time I went to a buffet and I ate too much. And on the car drive home, I was like, oh, and I literally rolled down the window and just puked out the side of the car. And I was with my father at the time. He was like, oh, what are you doing to my car? Oh, God. I must sound like I'm the fattest dude ever, but I'm actually not. I'm actually in pretty fine shape, actually, surprisingly, because I go to the gym and I go for walks. Oh my god. Food's so good it gives you an asthma attack, damn. Well, actually, wait, if you're allergic to it, that's actually just a bad thing. That's actually not that unusual. There's a lot of foods that can give you an asthma attack. There's a lot of foods that give me asthma attacks. Wait a minute. Well, that's not a good thing. Welcome, Opus. Welcome, Ivan. Oh my god. But I've only ever overeaten to the point of vomiting twice. That's only ever happened twice. It was embarrassing both times, but at least the one time I did it, at least the first time I did it, I was in private. I was not in private the second time. Luckily, I wasn't driving the second time. Oh my god. Because of the lights weren't on, she just saw liquid and... Oh. Oh, I feel so sorry for your ma, though, like, fainting like that. But, oh god, all these little pieces. Oh, I should have... Oh, this is terrifying. Oh, I should have put the Baja Blast one on the list, you're right. I kind of forgot that was a thing. But yeah, I saw that. I think people are saying it's just a key lime pie with food coloring, I think is what people are saying it is. To make it boring. You weren't allergic? I am. There are too many foods that will give me an asthma attack. And I did not learn my lesson for the longest time. But no, I probably wouldn't try the new Baja Blast, but that's more because I just don't do takeout food in general. Oh, I don't know what... Is this part of the face mask that I didn't cut out? Uh-oh. You... Damn. I mean, you must fucking like chicken nuggets, but... I kind of wonder, because you're like, we never ate chicken nuggets. I kind of wonder, like, if you were just like a kid and you ate too much, or if you were an adult and you just were like, oh my god, where have you been all my life? Just imagine like a 6'2" guy just being like, oh. H, there it is. We still get the very slow me not being able to find any parts. Don't worry, after we do the chest, we're gonna do the head, and the head's already cut out. That's gonna go real quick. Yeah, it looks radioactive, but that's just because how bright it is. Welcome, Zaza. Okay, well, I did I have parfed many times at an amusement park. Many times on my father's shoes. I don't know how this kept happening. The fact that it's happened 3 years in a row, it's not my fault. At the second year, it's not my fault. But I love, my favorite thing is the whirligig, and I love corn dogs. So I'd eat a bunch of corn dogs, and then I'd go on the whirligig, because I have no concept of, like, you know, the future. When I was like 8 years old, and 9 years old, and 10 years old, and 11. Listen, I did this a lot. But I would go on the whirligig, and I would just go on it, and then immediately go back on it, and then go on it again and again and again, because I love the whirligig. And if you don't know what the whirligig is, because I don't know what you'd call it, it's the one thing that spins around, and you're on the outside, like, it spins around, and you're on the wall of it, and so, like, you just get, like, put up against the wall, then it, like, tilts and goes all over the place, but it's just the thing that spins around really fast, and you get pushed up against the wall. That's my favorite amusement park ride, because I don't know. I really like it. And for 3 years in a row, I threw up on my father's his brand new shoes every year. Ooh. And on the 4th year, he was like, I brought old shoes, and I didn't throw up that year. Ooh, chat's a little active. I don't think I'm going to be able to read all of you guys, but I'll do my best. Jesus Christ. Look at so you ate like 15 burgers? Jesus Christ, dude, that's a little much. Then I get his fast food burgers where like the bread is all deflated and the patties aren't actually that thick if you think about it. Ooh. H. Oh, there's 29. Okay, so then I need 25. I think I'm just gonna need all of these pieces, aren't I? 28. Okay, and then these are internal pieces, so I'm not gonna use the God Hand because that's not necessary. For pieces you never see, who cares if there's sprue marks? I'm not that. Oh, welcome, Risey. Welcome, welcome. Okay. The only ride I really go on is the whirligig, to be honest. Ooh. I don't know why, but like, I'm terrified of like almost every ride. I'm terrified of roller coasters. Like, I'm like, they're gonna fall apart while I'm on them, dude. Though oddly, I'm more terrified of like modern roller coasters. Old wooden roller coasters, I'm like, yeah, those are reliable. Yeah, the wood, like, the wood on that thing is like 100 years old. It's just been out here by a lake the whole time. I trust that roller coaster at Cedar Point. Yeah, first roller coaster at Cedar Point. I trust it, you know? Things like 70 years old, made out of rotted wood. Yeah, but the dragster, which is literally just a roller coaster that fires you really forward and up really fast. No, fuck the dragster. You know, the Raptor, the Maverick, I ain't getting on those. Those are scary. I'm a pussy. I never really thought about that, but in Barbatos, I don't know if you're talking about the Barbatos, but the Barbatos kind of got like a bloodborne weapon with his like mallet, like chainsaw thing. I'm gonna try to get those chats before they go away. I haven't had fruit punch in so long. Fruit punch always felt super acidic whenever I drank it, but like in a good way. Just like how when you eat candy corn, you're like, oh, it's so sugar, like it's literally pure sugar, and you're like, oh my god, I can feel my teeth rotting, but like in a good way. Ooh, fruit punch was like the liquid version of that, because fruit punch was just like, it says fruit, it's just sugar, it's just pure sugar water. I'm kind of lucky for diets. I don't really need to eat. Because you said that's how you started your diet. I don't really, like, once I start exercising, my body will just be like, no, don't eat that. I have a really sensitive digestive tract, so my body's just like, don't eat that. That's gonna, like, mess us up, don't do it. Like, I'll just naturally just, like, be pushed away from foods that I shouldn't be eating and drawn to foods that I should be eating as long as I exercise. So I just got that going for me. I got a cheat code, apparently. Okay, let's put these together. North Korea roller coaster. What the fuck? I feel like being in North Korea is kind of scary in general. Oh, did I not cut that piece out yet? Okay, hold up. Okay, I missed H. Was that 22? Why do you have to be weird? Why can't you just... Why do you have to swap around which pieces I'm cutting out? Oh, you ate the fucking, like, full pounder sandwiches, damn. How did you eat, like, you said there were 30, you ate, like, 15 if that's half. Ooh. F9? Wait, do I have F9 out? Do I have the F sprue out? Okay, did I cut out F9? I feel like I didn't. I did not. Jesus Christ, you must have been hungry, or it must have been the first time you had that kind of like fast food and your body was like, oh my god, it's so greasy and sugary and full of fat, I need it. Because your body's naturally designed to like things like that. Ooh. I do like that when you give like people from like the third world American fast food, they're like, holy shit, like this stuff is like literally just drugs. And it's like, yeah, it kind of is. We literally manufacture food to just be the most addictive shit it can be. Okay, I cut this out already, so... Oh, there it is. Ooh. The worst kit I've ever built. It's that. Not because it was the hardest, not because it was like, you know, it's just the least satisfying. It's the real grade Zeta, and it's not the like most difficult kit I've ever built. Here's another kit that's also I find to be as bad, and it's a high grade that's a lot simpler to like get my point across. This is the high grade High New Gundam. I hate both of these kits with a burning passion because they are the most unsatisfying kits I have ever built in my life. Like, you put them together and you're just like, you feel empty after you finish them. I cannot stand the High New high grade, and the real grade High New is amazing, but the high grade, don't touch it. Just never touch this thing. And the real grade Zeta, it's tedious, and when you're done, you don't feel like you accomplished anything, is like the problem. It's not like people always go like, it's so hard to build. No, it's just tedious, and you're just like, when you're done with it, you're like, what was the point of it? Ooh. I should probably get a Quebly. Ooh. I don't know how good the kits are for the Quebly, though. But yeah, those are the two kits that I dislike the most. And they are up on the wall behind. They are always right there on the wall, just hanging up. That's why they have pins in them. They are just always there as a reminder. As a reminder of why I don't like them. As you can see, they're not in one piece because I cannot be bothered. But actually, the real grade Zeta, I got done building it and I was like, and that's literally what I did. I just got done building it. I grabbed it and just broke it in half. And I was like, I don't like this kit. I've never had that reaction to a kit before. Oh my god. I actually put it together pretty well. It wasn't falling apart. Like the skirts would fall off, like that would fall off. But like, I know some people who had it far worse than me. It's just like, there was no satisfaction. Like there was no, I have accomplished something when you're done. I've never had that with a kit before. I've never built a kit and then felt like nothing happened. Like the High New kit, I was just disappointed because how undercooked it is. You think like when you buy it, it's like it's the High New kit. It's like, you know, it's an old kit, but like it was when like kits were becoming more advanced for their time. So you think it's gonna be like a test bed for like new mechanics. It is just a piece of crap. It is just I think it is one of, it's not the worst. The worst is the urban ground type Gundam. But it is one of the worst Gundams I have ever built. Ooh, and that's saying something, because I've actually built a few, even though I'm not a big Gundam fan. Ooh. But damn it, I lost so many chats, I'm so far behind. The ball, okay, well, the ball is the most pissed off I've gotten on stream. The ball, because I built both balls at the same time, and for those of you who weren't here for that, what happened is, I'll show you. So the ball has these little pontoons on the bottom of it, and I thought the pontoons, you know, were like symmetrical. That was my first mistake. And so I just put them together, and I put them together all like incorrectly, all of them. So all of them were like this top part is the right part, but then I would take this part and put it over here so they weren't fitting together properly. And I did that for every piece. And then I took the pieces apart and then put them back together, swapping all of the pieces, and I did it again. And I did that live on stream, and I just looked at it, and I threw it. That's the most pissed I've been on stream, because I just realized I'm an idiot live on stream who cannot tell his left from his right. That's one I want. That's something I need to make into a short. Ooh, but it might actually be too long to be a short. It's like it's too long to be a short, but it's too short to be a clip. If you know what I mean. It's like a 2 minutes. So I guess it could still be a clip, but it's just 2 minutes of me just looking at something and just going and just slowly realizing I'm an idiot. That one was the worst. That one was the worst on stream. I love the balls. They're always fun to get out and do size comparisons with, but I will never live that down. Ooh, and no, I'll never live that down. Let's see here. F. I think I'm just gonna do the pre-cuts, in all honesty, in the future. This is just going so slow. I have to look away to do the clipping, so I can't read chat while I'm doing that. But it was just so disappointing. Actually, the fun fact about the high grade, high new, that's the first thing I ever built on stream. That is the first gunpla I ever built on stream. And it was a catastrophe. Oh god, it was actually during my debut week. Ooh, it's not the kit's fault that it was a catastrophe, but I still hold it against it. Ooh, but that's not why I dislike it. I dislike it because it's just, again, it was just unsatisfying. Okay. Okay, I almost did that wrong. And then part goes on like this. Come on. Kits I recommend. It's expensive as hell, but my favorite kit, and I've made this very clear. The most satisfying kit I've ever built, and it's, I think, the only kit I've ever built where I started to build it, and I could not stop building it because I was enjoying building it so much, was the Nightingale high grade. I don't know why, it's purely subjective, but it wasn't on stream or anything. I just started building it, and I couldn't stop building it. Even when I made mistakes, I was happy to, like, take it apart and correct the mistakes I made. What kits I'd recommend? The high new real grade is really nice. Oh, my favorite master grade is the, mind you, I've built not a lot of master grades, but my favorite master grade is the F91. I really like the F91. He's my favorite short king. You can tell that I love him because I'll just get him out to do size comparisons, even though he's a terrible kit to do size comparisons with, because the F91 is really tiny. But I can't help myself, he's my little short king. But I really like those. Actually, my favorite Iron-Blooded Orphans kit is the Sigrun. I really liked the Sigrun. If you ever see that, and if you like the Gian, the Sigrun is the Iron-Blooded Orphans version of the Gian, and it's not only designed really well, but it looks really well if you put it in your collection, I find. A very beautiful little boy. Okay, so this goes here. Wait. This goes here. And this. Okay, so these go. Yeah, let's make sure we get this correct, because it'd be very embarrassing if we mess this up. Okay, yeah, we got that. Oh god. That does suck, seeing a kit at like seeing an exclusive kit and being like, oh, and then you look at the price tag and you just go, oh, and you just put it back down. That feeling of just immediately going up and then being dragged back down to earth. It's like, oh, okay, never mind. Oh god, that's happened to me a few times, but not too often because the places I go usually have pretty good pricing. Ooh. But yeah, oh, actually no, that happened to me with the real grade God Gundam, or was it the Burning? No, the real grade Burning Gundam. I found it somewhere, like I was just kind of going from like shop to shop, just looking for things, and I found it, and I was like, oh my god, I picked it up, $65. And I said, oh my god, again, and I put it back down. It's just like, why is it so expensive? It was at like a toy shop, not like a Gunpla store, so that's why it was so pricey. Never get Gunpla from a toy shop. They always mark them up so damn much. Never look for Gunpla at a toy shop even. It's just, the markups are insane. Ooh. But I have a Burning Gundam now, and it costs, like, I think over $20 less than that. It's pretty nice for a real grade. I've not built a Verka yet. I heard those can be, like, really 50-50, though. That they're either going to be, like, the greatest version of the kit, or they're going to have, like, they're going to be a little too ambitious for their own good, is what I hear about Verkas. Ooh. Oh, you couldn't play Ico? I'm actually kind of surprised by that you couldn't find it or play it on the emulator. Ooh. I'm sorry to hear that. Let me... There we are. Chat is moving just fast enough. Oh, did I cut off the wrong piece? No. Sorry, my dog was coughing up a hairball, apparently. I got a little distracted by that. Ooh, lost my train of thought, actually. God, chat is moving just fast enough where I can't keep up with it, but just slow enough where I can still read it. I feel terrible because of it. Ooh, did you post a new work in progress on Discord? Let me check. I always like it when you guys share your stuff. Can I please? I was supposed to talk about Predator today, and we're just not. But that's good. It's always good when we just talk about random stuff, when I don't need to go to the topics and whatnot. I appreciate that you have, like, bars on the... Oh my god. That's a master... Yeah, you have a master grade ball with safety bars on it, and you're putting an abomination on top of it. Is that the Zaku from... Hold up, I'm not... Ooh. Zaku seed. I'm gonna be proud of myself. Can I be proud of myself? Can I be proud of myself? Hold up, hold up, hold up. Is that the Zaku from Seed on top of a ball? Can I be proud of myself? Was I able to ID a Zaku? It doesn't matter if it's UC or AU. I know a Zaku type when I see it. Let me see if I can catch up real quick. I have the I was trying to wait for like the mass production version, but I just never found it, so I got the Char version of it. But I have the Gelguga 2.0. I want to build that one day. I mean, hence why I have it. Ooh. But I'm happy to hear that it's actually pretty good. The Gundam Exia. Ooh. And the Barbatos is nice. The Barbatos is like clean, but people recommend it. And it is a good kit, but it just didn't do it for me for some reason. I don't know why. It is a really good kit, like, thinking about it. how it has all its like little mechanical detail and like the pistons and whatnot in it are so cool. But I don't know why, it just didn't do it for me. No, that's actually just weird. It's one of those things where like you can see that like what you're doing is really good, but it's just not tickling you for some reason. But yeah, I've always heard the Barbatos is recommended highly, and I have no complaints about it. So, and also what we're building now, that's good. I assume the GM command colony type is the G. Oh wait, yeah, isn't the GM command colony type just like the gray version of what we're building? It's literally the same mold as the space command of the space command type, but for some reason Bandai is like, this is a P Bandai. Ooh, the cool red one. No, that one you have to pay like an extra like $20 for. Screw you. Ooh, thank you, Bandai. It's so weird how Bandai will like reprint kits in like the same color, but then just be like, no, this kit that everyone wants, it's a P Bandai. Goddamn. It's weird that they'll do that with gyms on high grades, but then never reprint. They'll make a gym, but instead of reprinting the high grade of the gym, they'll print a new version of the gym that's just a recolored version of it. And then they'll never reprint the recolored version either. What the fuck is wrong with Why does Bandai hate gyms so much? Oh, here's the gym space command type. Oh, sweet, everyone likes that kit. It's a P Bandai. Who hurt you? Why do they freaking hate GMs so much in Bandai? I've never really thought about it, but like, it's always GMs that get the short straw. It is a Zagok, the crab roadie. Ooh, the conversions are I love seeing the conversions of it. I love it whenever there's a new kit and everyone disagrees. Like, yes, I can make very cool and silly things out of this. Ooh, and the crab roadie was one of those things. The desalter was also one of those things. Everyone wanted the desalter's legs for their customs because the desalter from Witch from Mercury has such good legs, which is weird to say about a mobile suit. Yeah, I was right. It is a Zaku seed ball. I need to read that because I read the last words of it. It said old hobo. Yeah, that's true. Haman, you know, a 20-year-old dictator was afraid of. Okay, you see, you're wrong there. Actually, you say a 16-year-old. Judo was not 16 if I remember correctly. Maybe by the event, maybe by like the end of Double Zeta, he was 15, but I think he's 14, which he doesn't look like it. He looks like he's the oldest of like the original Gundam protagonists, but like I think Amuro's 16, Camille is 15, and then I don't know if it was intentional that they're getting younger, but then Judo's like supposed to be 14, but Judo looks like he's 17 or 18 for some reason. Judo already looks like he's been through shit, which he kind of has. He's literally like a garbage rat man. Ooh. But yeah, she's just like, it's a little weird how Haman's just like, throughout all of Double Zeta, it's just like, God damn, you're super powerful. Please join my side. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna join your side. And even at the end, she's like, I'm really upset you never joined my side. In fact, I respect you, Judo, so I'm gonna make my Quibbly. I'm gonna pilot it away from you so when its reactor goes off, it won't kill you as well. And it's just like, what do you do to like get so much respect from you? Did you see his aura? Dude, the guy's literally like, he doesn't even need to farm aura. He is the aura. Which he is. Judo is my favorite Gundam protagonist. He just bumbles his way throughout like almost said Gundam Seed like an idiot. Throughout Double Zeta Gundam, and he gets a happy ending for it. Everyone else has like these crises of like conscience and whatnot. His sister doesn't even die. They do a fake out. They're like, his sister's dead, and you're like, oh, this is what's gonna turn him into like, you know, like a more jaded character. And it's like, nah, his sister's fine actually. He doesn't know that, but by the end of the series, he finds it out, and he's like, cool, my sister's alive. Okay, I'm gonna go move to Jupiter. Don't you want to spend time with your sister who you nearly went insane because like you thought she was dead? Nah, that's cool. I know she's alive. I can just go now. And it's just like, respect that. That's the most masculine shit ever. What's that? The person who I literally like went almost insane because I thought they were dead is alive? Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, I don't need to see them again ever in my life. I'm okay with never seeing them again in my life. I know they're alive. That makes me happy. That's all I need to know. Judo, teach me your ways. Oh god. Gray with a different backpack, okay. That was a bit of a tangent, though. Oh. Can hold the master grade bazooka. The lupus is B Bandai. Wonderful. Everyone's like, can you make the lupus or at least the lupus upgrade kit? And Bandai's like, we have heard you, and we know everyone in the community wants this, so it's going to be an exclusive kit. Thanks, Bandai. Real cool. That's so cool of you, Bandai. That's what everyone wanted. But everyone hates the Federation. Like, even people who are in the Federation is like, wow, this organization I work for really sucks. Ooh, but we're not throwing colonies at people, so I guess, like, we're not the worst guys, and then, like... But then they kinda, you know... Then they kinda do things worse than that somehow. Don't worry about it. F13. Ah. These are internal pieces. I kept things on the sprue, specifically because I wanted to have, like, this sprue cutoff sound. But this plastic is really, like, nice. And so there's no real, like, nipper sound when I cut any of it off, so it feels like it's kind of pointless. Ooh. You mean I think it's called the GM Sloop or whatever? I was so excited about when that was coming out. When, like, you guys told me that, oh, there's gonna be a GM, like, Aqua type. I was like, oh, sweet. Oh, yeah, dude, I like, that thing looks really cool. Like, you know, I want a GM like that in, like, my collection. That would be, like, nice to have. And it would go great with the Zaku Mariner. Like, oh, like... You know, like, oh, thank you, chat, for sharing that. And then I found out it was P Bandai, and I was just like, fuck. That would have been, like, such a great companion piece to the Zaku Mariner. But I guess we just can't have nice things. Because it's like, it costs, like, in the US, because of the tariffs and crap, it costs, like, $45 to $50 before shipping. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not buying a high grade, or like, I'm not spending over $50 after shipping for like a GM high grade. No, Bandai. What's the meme? It's like, oh hey, here's the thing that you want. It's like, cool. Now give us like an inordinate amount of money. No. Hold up, I'm having trouble fitting this guy in. How do you go in? Like, it just says, put him in. I'm not... Ah! That's it. That's an itchy. Kinda sad for Judah at the end of Crossbones manga. Does he not get a happy end? Do they bring him back just to be like, no? that sounds about right. I just read the GM like high mobility, and it's just like, yeah, we just gotta give him like 4 extra thrusters. You know, you have the high mobilities of like you have high mobilities of Xeon. It's just like all three, they just covered in thrusters. Federation, 4 will do. 4 more will do. It's like it already had, like, we're not really adding 4 thrusters. We're just more or less adding 2 thrusters if you think about it, because it already has 2 on its like previous backpack. 2 will do. 2's enough. If we only give it 2 thrusters, then we can make, you know, 5,000 more. I don't know what I am missing here, but I am not lining this up correctly. It looks like I'm supposed to put it in like this. Ah, there it is. Okay, I see how. Are you in? I think it's in. This is not really a cockpit, if I can be honest with you. This is more like a glorified coffin. Like, this is like one of the worst cockpits I've ever seen. Oof. I thought the 1-year war cockpits were a lot roomier than this, actually. Oh, I need to take that apart again. I'm stupid. I need to put the A on. Do I have A out? Okay, so let's get A. A's right here. And I need A6, which is this one. There we go. Also, I hope everyone's last week. I hope everyone had a good week last week. Wasn't able to chat with you guys because, you know, no stream. But I hope you guys had good ones. Did I do it wrong? No, I didn't. So why is it... Why does it feel like it's on wrong? This doesn't look right. It is correct, but this just doesn't look right. And then I guess I just... Okay. No. No. This is not a cockpit feature. Look at that. I didn't put it together wrong is the weird thing. I know I put it together correctly, but when you open up the cockpit, you just see his feet. What the fuck? How do you get in and out of this thing? Is this canon? And is this lore accurate? Oh my god, what a silly design. I feel like at that point, just don't even bother with the cockpit. Okay. Well, I feel like normally if it's like, oh, what if it's a colony filled with bad people? Well, do I trust the Federation to like be convicting people and telling me who's bad? Not really. Like, ooh. That's the thing, you can like be like, oh, they're all bad people, but it's like, I don't trust the Federation to be like imprisoning actually bad people. They could have been people who like did, it could be all like white collar criminals, but they're just like, go on a colony because it's a penal thing. Ooh. Oh no, I don't trust them. And then this piece, and where are my other nippers? There they are. I mean, if they wanted to mass-produce mobile suit more than anything, I mean, they don't need the high-end parts, so... wouldn't surprise me if they were just like, yeah, we made something that's really efficient. Yeah, but it's a bitch to make. Make it simpler. Just make it as easy to produce as possible so we can just flood the Xeon. Like, we don't need tactics. We don't need tactics. We just need manpower. We have so many more people than them. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. That's kind of the horrifying reality of the Federation. That is easily one of the worst cockpit opening features I've ever seen in my life. Just look at those little legs. That is embarrassment. The one-year war like cockpits, they're kind of roomy compared to like some other Gundam. I mean, it depends on like the cockpit, but some of those are just like, they're kind of roomy compared to some other like cockpits in AUs, to be honest. They're like that classic mecha cockpit where like you can like literally swivel your chair around in. But this thing is literally feels like a coffin. It feels like he is just doomed. Which isn't fair, because this is supposed to be, I think, an ace machine, I think. I mean, it's at least not as much of cannon fodder as the normal GM. At the very least, that's true. Oh, well, it's only the start of the week, so hopefully it can turn around. But I'm sorry to hear that you're not having the best of it, that your week didn't start off too good this week. I hope it can turn around for you. F-16? I watched a video about the F-16 recently, but I don't remember what they talked about in it. Ah, okay, this is a transitional kit. And what I mean by that is that there are sprue parts that are polycap parts. Ooh. I figured with the very small amount of polycaps that it was going to be a transitional kit. That is very cool to see. Ooh, this would be my first transitional master grade, I think. Ah, okay. Ooh. Temu GM over on the, yeah, pretty much. Ooh. It's like the Sherman from World War II. It's like, oh, hey, like, you know, the Tiger tanks can take out, like, you know, 2 Sherman tanks. Like, for every, like, 1 Tiger tank loss, you know, we lose 2 Sherman tanks. Okay, but like for every 1 Tiger tank they have, we have 5 Sherman tanks. And it's just like, oh. And we're making more Sherman tanks. Within a year, we'll have like pretty much 7 Sherman tanks for every Tiger they have. And it's just like, oh, it's like, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Is this the, like, the idea of just like, we can just make more shit than you? It doesn't matter. None of this matters. I mean, I'll give credit to Xeon. It's impressive the fact that they were able to do as much as they did, but once the Earth got their manufacturing back, it was just over. Like, how do you stop the Earth once they have an entire planet's worth of industry behind them? It's just like, how do you stop the Earth counterattack at that point? Okay, so the cockpit's supposed to, like, descend. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense, I will say. Okay, I'll look at it in Stream Talk. Oh yeah, they just added 2 thrusters to that shit and called it a day. They literally did. They were just like, that's good enough. God bless you, Federation. Literally, if you were competent, you'd be way more of a threat, but like, you're such a bloated oligarchy that like, your one redeeming quality is the fact that you're just too incompetent. I mean, just look at the Titans. The Titans are one of the most incompetent villains in all of Gundam, and that's intentional. They are absolutely clowns, and they get clowned on throughout Zeta Gundam. Should this be as loose as it is? Like, I'm a little anxious about how loose these are. It feels like maybe they'll tighten up. Maybe there's things that they'll connect to that tighten them up, but I'm really cautious about how loose all of this is. I am a little worried, I will admit. Hell. Yeah, I've seen the Hyakushiki, like, successor units. I don't remember if they're canon, or they're just supposed to be, like, concept units. I can't quite remember about that. But yeah, ooh, doesn't one of them have, like a xenomorph head? Ooh. Like, it's not as, like, full-on like a xenomorph, but it has, like, a swept-back head, I think one of the later ones have, or I might be getting it confused, but I've seen the other Hyakushiki successors. I shouldn't say successors, because the Delta Gundam's actually the actual successor to the Hyakushiki, isn't it? Ooh. And then... Ooh, this goes here. Oh my god. I always feel a little embarrassed by how slow all of this is. Okay, so now we take this, and we get this as well, so B1. I'm not sure if I've seen it, let me see. Oh, actually, no. I've seen all the other ones, but I've not seen the Nishiki. The Nishiki, damn, that thing looks kind of nice. I'll show you also, chat, for those who are here. Is that an X? Why is there an X on the picture? That was, okay, I don't know what that was, but there was an X on the picture. Okay. I'm gonna for once try to, like, show this to you without rotating it. So, there you go. This is really uncomfortable to hold like this. But yeah, I like it. I like how it kind of has... It still has the gold, but it's more of a faded gold, so it's kind of sand. It's like a sandy gold. It looks like it has two bazookas on its back. I don't know if those are like shoulder mounted or just like mounted on the back for like storage. I like it though. Ooh, I've not seen that one actually. I've seen the other ones, but not the Nishiki. Thank you for sharing that. I'm gonna make sure of something real quick. Okay. I'm checking the phone camera in case somehow it switched to it that it wasn't on selfie. Did it? And topic, we can finally talk about Predator. Ooh. We can finally talk about Predator. The first Predator movie, absolutely classic film. Little things throughout it that are just great little foreshadowings and setups. Like, I love how the Predator picks them off one by one, which might sound like weird, like of course it's doing that, but what I mean by that is the fact if you pay attention, like the Predator is being opportunistic, but it targets people purposely. Like, the first person it targets is their comms officer. You know, so the person who's able to get communications out to other people. and would be the one person who could have enough skill to, you know, tell everyone what's going on, is the first person he takes out. The second person he takes out is Jesse Ventura, which is the heavy support, which is the guy with the most dangerous gun. So the guy with the, so pretty much the comms officer who also serves as lookout, and the guy with like, so, and the guy with the biggest gun. So two very dangerous people, but you might not think so, he takes out first. Ooh. And it shows that the Predator is like being very analytical in how he targets them. Really nice. Also, this is something that annoys me about modern Predator movies, and that is the fact that the cloak is perfect. In the fact that, like, whenever a Predator goes invisible in, like, say, Prey or Badlands, they just go perfectly invisible. And I really hate that, because when you watch the original movie, you see that that's not how the cloak works. It is made very clear in the first movie, the cloak bends light around the Predator. It does not make light pass through him. And the reason the cloak does, and that's very important to the story, because you can see the Predator still. You can still see the Predator when he's cloaked, because he's again, the light is bending around him. So if you look closely enough, you can see him, which builds a lot of tension when you're watching the film and when you're rewatching the film, because you're looking into the forest going, can I see him there? You're always looking at the forest. You're always thinking, can I spot the Predator? But in modern movies, it's just like, no. It's like it's Romulus, or like a Klingon cloak from Star Trek, where it's just like, no, it's just perfect. You know, they just go invisible and you can't see anything about them, and it genuinely annoys me. Okay. Ooh. But it's a very purposeful thing in the first movie that the cloak isn't perfect. That you can... I'm gonna go back real quick and make sure I didn't mess up the shoulders. Ugh. I did fuck up the shoulders. I missed a piece. Luckily, it's a piece I can quickly put in. But these pieces right here I missed, the H30s. I'm happy that I was like, I'm being dumb, and I was right. The Nishiki is 200. I knew that the Hyaku Shiki is supposed to be like 100 years, because like the developer of it in universe was like, this is the perfect mobile suit. In 100 years, we'll catch up to it then. You know, like this thing is so ahead of its time. It's the greatest thing ever. You know, it's gonna be around for 100 years. Which it turns out in Gundam actually isn't that impressive, because like a bunch of things from the 1 Year War were like around 100 years later effectively. Because, you know, they still worked. They weren't like, didn't work very well, but they worked. So like, firstly, like calling it a 100-year mobile suit, not that impressive. But it's kind of also funny because it was like outdated before the end of the conflict it was in. Guy who makes is like, this is the greatest mobile suit that'll ever exist. Within like the first month of it being deployed, it's already outdated. But that's kind of true to real life. There's a lot of real life things where they're like, oh, we have made the perfect, you know, next step in military advancement. And then it's just like, oh, that's cool. It's actually outdated before you released it. And they're like, what? I wasn't a fan of... I also saw Badlands this weekend. Last weekend, rather. And I didn't like it. I'm gonna say that. I mean, it's a buddy adventure film that calls itself a Predator movie. It's not really anything else. It's just a buddy adventure film. Ooh. And that is not what I sign up for when I want to watch a Predator movie. I am a little confused. Ooh. It's also very modern in the fact that like the Predator has daddy issues, and then he finds a quirky millennial girl who's, you know, who's always quipping and, you know, has something sassy to say, and it's just like, what the fuck am I watching? Did I put these on backwards, maybe? Is that what's happening here? Yeah, okay, that's what's happening here. But, no. Wait. Alright. I'm so annoyed by this. Okay, so... Oh! Hold up. Oh my god, I put it on backwards. Oh, I hate this. I see what I did wrong. Okay. I can, whoa. But, actually, well, that's not what I wanted to do at all. What I need to do is I need to take off this piece and put it over here. And then connect. Okay, this is a little more complicated than I want, but then switch this around. Okay, I fixed it. I got it. Ooh, I know you guys also build. You guys also know the pain of making a mistake. There we go. But the fact that I can fix this without taking the whole thing apart makes me pretty happy. What? Come on. Oh. Okay, so this is gonna be a little difficult. There we go. And this one goes here. Oh. This goes. This connects. Please connect. Please connect. Please connect. Please connect. Be a homie. Be a homie and connect. Be a homie. Be a homie. Come on, be a homie. There's just enough give in both pieces where they can, like, move out of each other's way. Okay. I feel like the piece is trolling me now. Come on. Okay. Maybe if I hold it out, just hold it in place. Wow, this is just not going... You are just not wanting to behave. There you go. That was a bit silly. Then swap this around. I mean, again, it's only the start of the week. Ooh, so, like, hopefully it can be turned around. Oh, good. One thing I find weird is apparently, like, people are treating Hideo... I did not know this before today, but, like, people are treating Hideo Kojima like he's, like, the greatest movie reviewer ever. And I think it's just because people want an excuse to, like, say that, like, Predator Badlands is, like, super good and amazing. But, like, people are like, ah, it's a good movie because Hideo Kojima said he liked it. And it's like... Okay. What did he say he liked it about? He's like, ah, he thought it reminded him of a shonen anime. And I'm like, okay, but, like, Predator's not a shonen. Like, Predator, he should be thinking of Predator when he's watching a Predator movie, not a shonen. Also, it has a very annoying thing I find in... Can you... Oh my god. This piece is, like, rotated at the wrong angle, and it won't rotate into place. There we go. Jesus. No! I'm really annoyed right now. But actually, one thing I've noticed that I really hate has to be American works adopting the concept of found family. Because, like, in anime, it's like, oh, hey, here are the people who I, like, you know, I wasn't born into, like, it's like, here are my friends that I have come to, like, trust as though they are family. But in American media, in Western media, the found family trope isn't, oh, hey, here's people I've come to know as family. It's always, I have daddy or mommy issues and I hate my parents. And, like, I hate my family and you should reject family and instead have, like, you know, friend, and then, like, you know, the first people you meet who aren't your family, you should make them your best friends and then just rely on them for all of your emotional support. And it's like, that's not... No, that's terrible. And that's what Predator Badlands is. It's literally, oh hey, the first people you meet who aren't your family, yeah, just replace your family with those people. The first people you ever meet who aren't part of your family, yeah, that's better. Just don't bother. Don't bother reconciliation. Actually, it's a very silly thing in the opening of the movie for Predator Badlands where it's like, for some reason, he's dueling his older brother. And there's some really bad dialogue. The dialogue in Predator Badlands is really bad. You fight like father, full of rage. Like, you fight full of rage. I fight like father. You are not father. You are Deck. Those are actual lines from the movie. Failure means death. Then I will not fail. And it's like, oh my god, this is literally, it was a dark and stormy night, like, quality writing. And I am not about it. You think he was watching a different thing? He described the movie, but it was very much like, he was like, I liked how it was like a fun, like a fun adventure, like, you know, film. And I'm like, and he says, like, it's not Predator, but, like, I don't judge it as a Predator movie. And I'm like, okay, Hideo, can we take a step back? Can we take a step back where it's just like, where you're just like, yeah, it doesn't really, like, you know, follow the original, like, setups of the, you know, it doesn't follow the legacy of the Predator franchise, by which I mean, like, the original and second movie. But, like, who cares? And it's like, I care, Kojima. Ooh. Also, I hate how the Predators are space barbarians. Ooh, like, the idea that the Predators are a highly advanced race who do hunting as a hobby, I've never had a problem with that. The one where they're literally just barbarians with, like, faster than light travel, it's like, how do they have hyper advanced technology, but all of them are warriors? That doesn't make sense. Like, you can't have them literally living in mud huts made out of skulls and being like they're super advanced, and being like, also, they're the most advanced alien species in this universe. And it's like, that doesn't make sense. The new Predators, it's literally like it's a bad time. I'm looking for A right now, though. I need to find the screw before I can continue. Just watch the first movie if you want to, like, watch a Predator movie. Predator 2 is also fun. Ooh, but the first movie it's a real clean film. There we go. Actually, I kind of want to, like, look up Kojima's, like, statements now. I don't want to, partially because I don't want to misquote him. Actually, something that really annoys me, it's not with Kojima, it's with people who are fans of Kojima. I have nothing against Kojima or his games, but I really like science fiction, and I like also science fiction dystopias. And Hideo Kojima also likes science fiction and science fiction dystopias, and he uses a lot of things that he reads in his video games, which is like, fine, whatever, you know? Like, nobody has monopolies on ideas, it's fine. But what annoys me is whenever there's like an AI that subverts humans and becomes the masters of humans without killing humans. Everyone's like, oh, that's just like Metal Gear Solid 2. And it's like, okay, so there was a movie called Tron that came out way before that game, where literally the main villain, Master Control, I think is where the main villain is an AI that subverts his human creator and becomes his master. Like that is a very old idea in science fiction. But then it's always Metal Gear Solid 2. Did you know, like, of secret shadow governments? Okay, that Metal Gear Solid 2 is not the first example of secret shadow governments. That idea goes way farther back. You can always tell when somebody's a millennial and their first ever, like, science fiction was Metal Gear Solid 2. Nothing against Kojima. It's just the people who, for some reason, they always have to go back to that because it's the first time they ever experienced those ideas. L. Ooh. Okay, so L22. Ah. Okay, and then this is 22. And 22 goes in the left nipple, breast, whatever. Did I put it in? No, I misaligned it like an idiot. Ooh. Oh, God. One thing I don't understand is, like, the whole plot of Predator Badlands is he's going off to, like, get his first kill, you know, to, like, as a rite of passage. And the father is like, oh no, like, we'll just kill him. And I'm just watching the movie and I just think, wait. He's going to go hunt something that's impossible to kill. Why not just let him go off and die? If you're like, he is weak and he will drag down the clan, why not just let him die? Like, that's the whole point of, like, the rite of passage of going off to hunt. They either go out and they kill something or they get killed by it. And if you think he's so weak, why not just let him die? And he's like, no, I have to kill him myself. Why? It's just like, why though? And it's like, because he is weak and it is our way. And it's like, he's going to die regardless though. So why not just let him die? And it's like, no, I need to kill him myself. But why? So that way the main character can have daddy issues throughout the whole movie? Oh. Okay. It can't, like, he already had, like, he can't just have a chip on his shoulder. He also has to have, okay. We're doing that. Ooh. God, I have so many notes. One of the notes is just like this, is literally just reads this fucking dialogue. Father says I am the weakest, so I must kill the strongest. When he picks, like, the strongest monster to fight for his first hunt. He's like, you can't fight, his brother's like, you can't fight the Kalisk is the strongest, and he's like, and the line when his brother says the Kalisk is the strongest is, word for word is, Father says I am the weakest, so I must kill the strongest. This is all the Predator dialogue, by the way. Whenever the Predators are talking to one another, it is just, it is like middle school writing the whole time. The dialogue is just directly on the point. It's just hitting you over the head with a steel chair every time they open their mouth whenever a Predator is saying something. Ooh. Ooh. You just saw Emily uploaded an English cover. Oh. Put that in music, if you can. Put that in music. I'd like to check that out. I like Emily's covers. I think she's the one who did the the English cover of Spice and Wolf's opening that I really like. Ooh. So I think she was going by a different name at that point, which is why I'm a little confused. Back before she was a VTuber. Okay, now that took us too long to do, but now let me show you how quickly it's going to go now that I have these pieces pre-cut out. If I can find them. Chat, where's the head? There's the head. I think I have everything but this, but N. So enter. But this should go a lot quicker. Not only because it's smaller. I swear, just finding the right sprue is just the worst part of this whole experience every time. I don't even know where N is. B, C, E, F, H, A, D. No, I don't even see an N. That's, confusing. You back? Okay. Thank you. And... let me see here. So, L6, which I'm no, L6 is in here. Okay, so... Thing is, I don't think... Oh, no, it's in here. Okay, so no, I have all the pieces. Okay, sorry about that. Ooh. The song cover, I didn't share a cover. I just shared the song All Dead by Queen. Unless there's something earlier that I sent. But no, All Dead's not a cover. All Dead is a song by Queen. It's about Brian May remembering his deceased cat. Ooh. And how he still misses him because his cat was his first friend as a child. It's a really sad story. It's a really sad song. But if you've ever lost a pet before, it's a song that you can relate to real easily. I didn't even notice that little nibbin. Looks like that little nibbin is supposed to be there. And these two pieces come together. And this goes onto here. And I'm going to use the sticker for this because it's going to be easier. Yeah, there it is. Actually, I think there's only the sticker for this. Oh, yeah. He's it is from that track. News to the World is the album, is the Queen album. Yeah, there is a episode of Family Guy where Stewie's just afraid of the robot from the cover of News to the World. I forgot about that. And then Brian, for like no reason, just tortures him with that. Brian's just a dick. Kind of crazy how Brian like was originally supposed to be like the voice of reason in the show, kind of like Lisa in The Simpsons, but where Lisa became a preachy and annoying, Brian just became an absolute prick that like nobody takes seriously. It's kind of interesting how those characters develop, considering again they share at a point. God, that looks beautiful. Hold up, I think I also needed, No, I don't have any stickers to put on there. Okay, so I took it back out just to see if I was missing a sticker. I'm so confused. Okay. That's so weird that it's like, okay, put on this, but also put on this before you put on this, but this step comes before this step, but this step comes before. That is so visually, that is, oh god. There are times where I don't feel so bad about being terrible at reading these instructions, where I realize that the instructions aren't really set up the best way. God, that looks real. I hope it is coming through in the camera, but if you can see the, like, little eye, that looks really good. Oh my god. I like this kit a lot. Already, and I'm not even done with it. Oh, it looks like I never cut off the back of the head. So, let's look for the back of the head. There's N2. Okay, so I have N2, so that's N2, so... here's N1. And here's the back of the head. Ooh. Nothing bad happened this week, if you're talking about the All Dead. Last week, a friend graduated, so that got me pretty sad. Actually, I'm really happy that I took hiatus last week, because when I was finally starting to feel better, on Thursday, I was like, you know, maybe I could, like, do a stream. And then, like, 2 or 3 hours before stream, I found out that one of my friends graduated. And I just was like, you know what? I'm happy I'm not streaming. that kind of like that caught me by surprise. I was able to get into contact with them, but yeah, that got me a little upsetty spaghetti. I'm a very sentimental person, so I get sad pretty easily. Okay, I'm putting in on the wrong side, I think. So, let's try this side. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but yeah, that last week was a bit rough because I was dealing with some stuff with the first half of the week, which is why streams were canceled, and then the second half of the week was more kind of like, surprise, we have more stuff to go through, both internal and externally. Ooh. But I'm doing a lot better. This week I already feel a lot better. Ooh. I just had a feeling that, like, I should just cancel the whole week last weekend. That turned out to be very prescient. That turned out, I had a sixth sense that, like, just, like, cancel the whole week, and I was very right to do that. Ooh. Because I would not, each and every one of those days, I would not have been able to stream, and I did not know it at the time. Let me, here it is. Ooh. I want to build the parts that we already have the pieces for, because that one will so much faster. Oh, that's fucking crazy to hear that they're shutting that down. That's like a staple of, like, Japanese television, from my understanding, this Super Sentai stuff. That's fucking awful. That's fucking sad. I will say, though, I didn't like Predator Badlands. It didn't make me upset like, say, Alien Romulus or Jurassic World Rebirth. Like, you're not gonna get me to start ranting about, like, you know, how pissed I am or anything. Oh, the polycap's already cut out. You know, like, it's just all things that I'm like, that's very silly, or that's just, you just didn't really think of the implications. Ooh. when you wrote this or that scene. It's not like Jurassic World Rebirth, where it's like, dinosaurs are dying and nobody cares. Everyone's like, dinosaurs are old news. And it's like, people think dinosaurs are boring. It's like, what the fuck are, like, who's writing this? Like, you're writing a movie about dinosaurs. Or Alien Romulus, where it's just like, oh, you know what, instead of having relatable, like, characters, that, like, are blue-collar workers, we should have all the characters be stupid teen characters, and just making them all have, like, be like a stereotype of, like, from a bad slasher movie. And they were like, that's a great idea. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing in, like, writing? Well, the Predator needed to be an underdog for us to root for him. Dude, it's a Predator. We would have rooted for him regardless. But also, I feel like you could have made an interesting film that was maybe more introspective. You could have made a movie where it's like, oh, hey, predators hunt humans and other intelligent creatures. That's kind of unethical. You could have had, like, some, examinations of, like, you could have examined some, like, ideas there. But they're just like, nah, he's just gonna go out and, like, hunt down an alien that he thinks is just a monster, but then he discovers that it's a sentient alien with its own feelings and whatnot. So he's not going to kill it anymore. And it's like, what? Since when do predators care about what they're killing being sentient? Like, would he have killed a human without a second thought? Or would he have been like, oh no, like, now that I know these humans, I just killed one and the other one's crying over the dead body? Oh, maybe I'm a bad guy. It's like, what? You lost, how did you lose all of the Gundam? How did you lose all of them? Jesus Christ. All of them? Oh my god. Let's see here. H. Gearin's Greed just sounds like the most unforgiving game imaginable sometimes. I gotta admit. I gots to admit, it sounds pretty unforgiving when just stuff like that can happen, where it's just like, okay, you go into battle and you lose everything. Wait, what? Yeah, you don't have anything anymore. What? The battle didn't even start yet. Yeah, you lost everything. Get good, scrub. Then this piece. Actually, I want to get through Predator Badlands so I can talk about the original Predator. Oh god, I forgot. Well, I didn't forget, but they do like a baby Yoda in the movie, because like not only do we have a quirky, millennial quippy girl in the movie, we also have, and chat, you're gonna love this, we have a mascot character. We have a Grogu in the movie. Ooh. I know when you were watching Predator, you're like, there's not enough cute, like, innocent animals in this movie that we, like, can fawn over and be like, oh my god, it's so cute. I know every time you've watched a Predator movie, you thought, like, why aren't there more cute little, like, animal creatures in this movie? And you know what? Predator Badlands, it finally gives you that. It gives you the monkey from Lost in Space. You remember that movie from, like, 2002? Ooh. Of course you don't, because nobody fucking watched it. But yeah, it has the monkey from Lost in Space, and it's the mascot for this film. Because that's what you wanted. You wanted a Predator film with a fucking mascot, with a baby Yoda. You wanted a scrappy fucking do. That's what you wanted. Don't deny it. It was always on your wish list. By Grogu. It's unironically the monkey from Lost in Space, too. It got those big eyes. It's a little monkey thing. It rolls around like Sonic the Hedgehog for some reason. I don't know why. Oh my god, that reminds me. Everything in the movie, the director says is an illusion. So, like, the fact that the Predator carries the android on his back, because the android has no legs, because it's broken, so he carries the android on his back, and it's like, okay, well, that just makes sense, like, it's easier to carry the android on your back. But then the director's like, actually, that is an allusion to... The director goes, actually, that's an allusion to Empire Strikes Back when Chewbacca carries C-3PO on his back. And I just have to think, are you retarded? I'm sorry for saying that, but like, are you, like, could you not come up with the idea of like oh hey, here's a robot without legs. Well shit, how are we going to have him transport it? I guess he just has to carry the robot around. Wait guys, have you heard of a movie called Empire Strikes Back? You're right, he can tie her up and hold her like a backpack. Like you couldn't have the idea, you couldn't think of the idea yourself of carrying the backpack-sized person on your back. You had to be like, oh my god, thank you, George Lucas. My god, like I would never know what to do with you. I would never know what to do without you. So it's like, fucking, like, do you have no original ideas? And everything in the movie is like an illusion, or like the director has claimed everything in the movie is like a reference or allusion to something. And it's like, what you're saying isn't that like, oh hey guys, it's Easter eggs. What you're saying is, I have no original fucking thoughts. It's a no. I shouldn't be so negative, but it's just... that is just something I do not like. I just remembered, the fucking rolling around thing is probably a Sonic illusion as well, because he's extra blue in that scene for some reason, the little monkey thing. When it's rolling around, like, it's more blue than it normally is. So, yeah, that's probably intentional. Ooh. Hello, Aaron. No. No to what? No, don't vote for the cranberry. Pumpkin pie should win. Also, why does everyone... Everyone's modding the PS2? It was a good console for its day, and it holds up. What? And then this goes here. Oh, they gave Mother a voice. I forgot about that. That was not the best choice. Ooh, the cold, distant machine now has a voice and is... Ooh. That's more of a personal preference, but Mother should just be a disembodied text on screen. Mother should just be distant, inhuman. Ooh. In the Alien franchise. Oh, you're new? Okay. Ooh. I hope you're having a good day. I have so many notes, but I just don't really want to talk about the movie. Oh god. Actually, I actually really want to talk about the original Predator movie. More than the new one. Little fly. I got like a little gnat fly. Ooh. God, there's actually a lot of notes. Love how in the original Predator movie, how they literally set up the characters as like unkillable action men. Like they're playing into the 80s tropes of them being super soldiers and whatnot. So that way, like when the Predator starts picking them off one at a time, you can really appreciate just like, oh, this thing is like a monster, like in the truest sense of the term. Like even these guys who are like literally super dudes who can like go anywhere and fight anything are just getting bodied by this like creature. Like it is just picking them up and throwing them around like it's nothing. Oh yeah, it's fucking ROM hacks and old games. Like I'm I'm really happy that people are like appreciating that, like, oh hey, we can just go back and play older games. And it's like, yeah, we can do that. Whoa. Thank you. that hasn't activated in a long time actually on stream. That notification. Thank you for that. Ooh. Yeah, we are very eclectic. We're very tangent driven. We're just all over the place. Like, we're talking about Predator, but we're probably going to talk about some random shit, like, in 5 minutes. We're going to be talking about something completely unconnected. I'm going to be 100% real with you. The ADHD is really strong in this chat. It's really strong with me. Chat wants to stay on topic. I'm just like, okay, but have you considered, like, Captain Nemo from League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and how he's actually a really cool character? Have you thought about that recently? Have you thought about League for Extraordinary Gentlemen recently? Nobody's thought about that recently, but that has to count as a cult classic. That was like the Avengers for like Victorian like horror. Like, it's literally Victorian horror Avengers, and it's really fun. We were talking about Predator, now we're talking about a completely different thing. Ooh. Zeonic Front is gonna be the... Oh my god. Very doubtful that while I'm still Merrick that I'll ever get to it, but maybe after the rebrand. Ooh. Maybe after the rebrand I'll play one level, get absolutely wrecked, and then cry into my pillow and end stream. Ooh. Where? There it is. That's true. You could... You saying how, like, modern memory cards, I actually have a GameCube right here. Modern memory cards, it's like, in the past, like, you'd have to have, like, so many memory cards for all the games you had, and you'd have to, like, constantly manage and delete your memory. Nowadays, you can buy, like, a modern, like, memory card, and I'll just take this one out. This memory card is 128 megabytes, which might not sound like a lot, but chat, like, this memory card that I'm holding right now can hold, like... This is, like... let me think. This is probably, like, 10 times bigger than, like, a classic memory card. And it's just like the basic thing you can get for a GameCube nowadays. It's so easy. It's so clean. Oh yeah, that happened once. Where I just got lost in Alien Isolation, and chat was just like, so how's your campaign in, like, this game going? And they're like, oh, it's going okay, but I lost, like, these soldiers, and it's just like, you're just talking about, like, tactics in a game, and I'm just sitting there just like, I don't know, I'm gonna die, and chat's just sitting in the corner just like, how's it going with you? I like that. I like that. I always find it kind of funny when chat just starts having their own conversation. Let's see here, and then... Okay, this goes here. Nope, don't push that out. Okay. And then this is the thruster for the foot. I love how Gundam always keeps its feet symmetrical, so so you can always build both at the same time. Ooh. They could be extra autistic about it and make the feet separate, but I'm happy they don't. Because the most embarrassing moments when I do building streams is the fact that I constantly get my left and right confused. There has yet to be a kit in the last 6 months that I have not made that mistake with. And it's really pissing me off. Real talk right now, I'm actually upset. I messed up this kit earlier this stream. Where is the chest? The chest, these parts, I got these parts. I got the left and right here confused. I got those mixed up. Every stream, I mess up the left and right. I graduated kindergarten, chat. I promise. I graduated it. Ooh. Oh god, the Dynasty Warriors Gundam. There's a lot of old PS2, like there's so many old Gundam games that just aren't reprinted. And Bandai could make money and just reprint the games, and they're like, no, we don't want to make easy money. We want to make the most, It's always weird to think about how Bandai is just like, we don't want to like do like good business practices, but then I always remember whenever I'm saying this, is that Bandai isn't as bad as other companies, which is not a defense of Bandai, but it's just a reminder that like, yeah, somehow they're not the worst. And that always gets me. I always get reminded of like, you know, Lego and Games Workshop are the most obvious ones where it's just like, you start talking about Bandai, and this is like, sorry, I didn't mean to. There's a little like gnat fly that's buzzing around. It's like just it's like this big. It's so small. Well, let me see if I can like get some. I can't show you with my fingers. It is like that small. It is that small. That like little thinness right there is how big it is. And it's just every now and then just going right by my face. But Bandai does the dumbest things. Like, this is a P Bandai kit. It should not be a P Bandai kit. Everyone loves the Space Command type, and they're like, no, you'll get the Command Colony type. And then it's like, the Command Colony type is fine, but people like the Space Command type, and just Bandai's like, no, fuck you. P Bandai. Okay? All the G Gundam kits, P Bandai. All of the Gundam Wing, custom kits for high grades, P Bandai. Why? Like, why do they hate us? I don't know. But then you look over at, like, you know, Lego, and it's like, oh, hey, here's a kit, with one vehicle, with a speeder bike, and like three minifigures. Okay, that's $30. I think I misheard you. You said $13? No, we said $30. What? Like $13 would be expensive for what I just described, and just Lego will look you in the eyes to stare you down and be like, "Give us your money." Ooh. It is insane, and Games Workshop is like the same thing. It's like, okay, so here's a glorified statue that's the size of the Psycho Gundam Mark II. So like, they'd be like, here's this, but imagine you can't pose it. It's just a statue. And you're just like, oh, okay, that's cool. And they're like, cool, give us $500. Chat, this wasn't cheap. This was like $120, I think, or $100. I can't quite remember for some reason. But like, this wasn't the cheapest thing ever. But then it says Games Workshop would give you this, but unposable, and then be like, yes, now give us, and then they just like, yes, now give us $500. And it's like, no, no, I don't want to do that. Ooh. Also, you have to completely paint it yourself. There's no option. We will not do any color separation. It's all just gonna be gray, which I know is so you can customize the kit yourself. But it's just like, oh my god. Like, that's not really a point against it, but when you think about the fact that, like, you have to do even more work, it's just like, the fact that every kit, like, you have to do even more work for, it is kind of, like, crazy to think that they're more expensive in that regard. Ooh, Kingdom Hearts. Ooh, I don't, ooh. Okay, so I just noticed something, so let me show you. Now here. You'll hear it, I think. No, you won't, sadly. But you can see it ever so slightly. Ooh, hold up. You can see a little bit of gray right here. That's because when you make the heel go out, I hope you can see how it's like jutting out. If you make the heel go back, it actually disconnects the piece on only this side. So that's interesting. But I think that's just because that's the weaker side. So you can make the heel disconnect if you're not careful, is what I just learned. Okay? That's not ideal. But it's not gonna disconnect completely, but I'm gonna guess that's gonna cause wear to the parts, though, because that disconnecting is going to just wear down everything in the part. Hopefully when it's fully constructed, the mechanisms won't be able to leak. Yeah, look, you can see it even worse there. I just did it there. You can see that little gray piece right here. It's supposed to be there, but yeah. Kind of annoying. I have to do it down here. That is not ideal. Sorry, it was the gnat fly again. I don't know why. It wasn't here for the first hour of stream, so I don't know where it came from. There's this little if it could fly across the screen and it's so small you wouldn't see it. I'm not schizophrenic, I promise. I was diagnosed with a lot of things, but schizophrenia wasn't one of them. Okay? OCD, anxiety, clinical depression. Okay, I got the royal flush, but I don't got the straight flush. I don't got that schizophrenia, chat. I ain't got that one. Then again, I was diagnosed before my 20s, so, and you don't contract schizophrenia as a dude until you're in your 20s, but don't focus on that. Don't think about that. Ooh. I promise you there's a fly, I'm not going insane. The fly is so good! Sorry, I thought of David Cronenberg's The Fly. Holy crap, if you have not seen David Cronenberg's The Fly, I'm retarded. Sorry, that wasn't I'm retarded was a different part of the sentence, because it's true, because I just did this. And I don't know if you can appreciate it. See, this is correct. This is incorrect. This is very, very incorrect. I'm a little stupid. David Cronenberg's Fly is really good, though. It's probably Goldblum's best movie, his best performance. He's the main character in the film. But yeah, it's pretty peak Goldblum. If you're like, I love Goldblum as like Malcolm, as Ian Malcolm from like Jurassic Park, it's like, take Ian Malcolm and like invert the character. Like, so instead of him being like this cool mathematician, he's this awkward scientist, but then make him like 10,000 times more Goldblum, but not a caricature. And it's like, it's pure gold. It's the purest Goldblum you'll ever see in a movie. And it's also an amazing, like, it's also just an amazing film. I promise I see the fly as well. I don't know if it's actually flown across the screen yet. Oh my god. There's a lot, the dialogue in, because Predator Badlands and it's not so great dialogue has made me been thinking about, the dialogue of movies in general, but The Fly also has some great dialogue. I love it when the the ex-boyfriend comes over and he's like taking a shower in her apartment, and she's just like, "What are you doing here?" It's just like, "I was in the neighborhood and I felt a little scummy." And it's like, you are scummy. You're like one of the most scummy characters I've ever seen in a movie. Ooh, like, there's that like multifaceted nature of the lines. When Jeff Goldblum in the movie is crawling on the wall because he's like half fly, and he's just crawling on the wall, and it's a really great special effect. But he's just like, he's like, how's it going? It appears I have been struck with a disease with a purpose. Because he like thinks he has like cancer at that point, but he's just like climbing on the walls, and it's such a good like the whole movie is about like a guy dying and like how he copes with it, and it's like really good in that regard, because like Goldblum like vacillates in the movie between like being like, I'm dying, I'm super depressed, and he's like, No, I'm gonna pull through. I can survive this. And it's really heartbreaking to watch, like, the entire time, because you're like, you're not gonna survive this. Ooh, it's a guy who's constantly, like, you know, vacillating between accepting his mortality and, like, fighting for his mortality tooth and nail. Ooh, as he, like, slowly turns into a bug. It's such a heartbreaking movie. You joined a furry Discord. I clicked on a link and accidentally almost joined a Discord earlier today. Ooh. Ooh, I clicked a link for an artist and I accidentally almost joined their Discord. And I was like, oh, no, let's not do that. You joined a furry Discord though? How can you tell? I mean, this is kind of obvious. Ooh. But all the sound of yiffing. Just all the chats are just the noises of yiffing. Every voice chat. And you're always connected to the voice chats the moment you log on to it. The moment you join the Discord, you're immediately thrown into a voice chat and it's just the sound of unadulterated yiffing. Ooh. If you don't know what yiffing is, don't look it up. That's not a joke, don't. I always tell chat, don't look something up, and every time you guys look it up, and you're like, why? And it's just like, I told you not to. Don't look up yiffing. Ooh. It's not a good time. Let me explain. Wait. The SpongeBob meme. If I'm wrong, let an ice cream truck fall on me from the sky, and I survive. Ooh. Wait. That is such a good moment in SpongeBob. Ah, fuck. This is not going together properly. Hold up. I was talking about The Fly. I want to talk about The Fly. I want to focus in and talk about The Fly because that's actually, like, an amazing movie. It's a horror movie where the only person who dies is the monster. And it's one of the best horror movies of all time. I'm not lying to you. The only person who dies is the monster in the movie. And it's actually like the best. It's one of the best. My favorite horror movie is John Carpenter's The Thing. I think probably the best sci-fi horror movie is Alien. But if you want a horror drama, if you want like a character study horror movie, you cannot beat The Fly. The Fly with David Cronenberg's The Fly is so superb because it's a guy falling apart at the seams. And we watch him turn into something different. And there's always the question when you're watching the film, are we watching him become a fly or are we watching him just like become his true animal self, so to speak? It's a movie that makes you think. Ooh. Okay. That's just a dude building Gunpla. But this is weird. It's not connecting in. Hold up, let me see if... Oh, that's why you're not connecting in. The piece is bent. How? Oh. Okay, so that's a little bit of a problem. This piece right here is slightly bent in for some reason, and I'm not quite sure why. But because it's bent in, it's stopping this piece from lining up. So let me see if I can... There we go. Okay, so to fix that, I just needed to get it aligned. Ooh, first there. Excellent. This feels a little weird, but I'm gonna keep going. This one should connect real easy. This one should be clean. Okay, this one... Can I, please? Well, I said this one. Okay, so the trick to putting these on, regardless of if you have a bent piece here, it really seems that you have to align this part up first and get the front of it on and then push the rest of it down. This is how it feels like to me. Unless, did I do something wrong? Hold up. Oh no, I did something wrong. The reason it's not lining up is because I messed up. But... I'm so confused, actually. It's saying that J5 should be flush, but it's not flush. It should, hold up. You can't quite see it. Let me show you. It's saying it should be like, it should be flush like right here. But if you can see here, there's a bit of an overhang. And I'm not quite sure why, because I can't push it up any further than it already is. Is it flush or not? No, I have it right. Okay. Okay, so no, I wasn't wrong. It's just a... I don't know why these feet are confusing me so much. Char having low defense. I mean, the Hakushiki proved that pretty well. That dude was getting his arms blown off like every fight. Camille good at melee. At first I was like, why would he be good at melee? Then I remembered his fight with Paptimus and I was like, yeah, he's pretty good at melee. Ooh. You know what? Fact check true. Probably the best melee kill in all of Gundam. Camille commits. Camille's pretty good at melee. Camille literally takes a cannon and instead of using a cannon to kill a dude, in the traditional sense by, you know, shooting him, he's just like, nah, I'll just fly into him with it. Judo is all average, jack of all trades. You can put him towards anything. He can be the best at anything if you focus enough. Ooh, he's my king. He knows not to overcommit. God, I'm just still thinking of The Fly, and one of the most heartbreaking scenes in it is when he just accepts, when he goes back and forth between accepting his fate a lot, so I shouldn't say when he finally accepts it, but there's a line where a character, his love interest, comes to, like, confront him one final time, and what he does is he pretty much, like, tells her, you have to leave, because I can't be trusted with myself. Like, I can't trust myself anymore, because I'm mentally falling apart. But, like, he says it in this very, fanciful way. He says, I am a man, like I said, I thought I was a man turning into a bug, but now I see I am a bug that dreamt it was a man. And now the bug is waking up. And it, like, the whole scene is to show, like, how, even though he's losing his mind, the character of Seth Brundle, the human half of the, you know, man-fly, is still in there. Like, he's still in there. He still, like, has that intelligence. But he's losing himself. He has, like, this whole monologue about becoming the, like, how bugs don't have politicians because bugs are too brutal. You know, but he would like to be the first bug politician. And you're just like, what the fuck is he talking about? And you realize what he's saying is, even though he's turning into a bug, he wants to retain his humanity. But he doesn't think he can retain his humanity. And it is like, when you, like, understand just, like, everything in this scene, you're just like, oh, God. And it's all just about a man dying. It's just so fucking brutal. And I'm not gonna spoil the end, but the end of the film is probably, like, the saddest end to a horror film I've ever seen. Oh, God. you have to, if you have not seen David Cronenberg's The Fly, you have to watch it. Like, I would normally be like, I'm just gonna spoil it, fuck you. This movie's too good to spoil. Ooh. It's such a tense film. There are some, like, really scary scenes in the film, though, I will say. Even though the only person who dies is the monster also still hurts people. You gonna send pics? Ooh. Like, there's a scene where, because he's a fly, he spits acid, and he just melts a dude. Like, a guy tries to shoot him, and he's just like, nah, he just pushes the gun away. And he's just like grabs the dude. He's just so strong because he's a bug, and insects are like strong for their body size. So he just like grabs the dude, and the guy is like, you can see trying to resist, and it's just like, it's like, you know, like if you ever had a cat and like how you can just move the cat's paw, like with it like not like being able to like fight it or whatever. Like if you are like bigger than something, how you can just like control its movement or whatever. Like, it's like that, but, like, with another dude, where he can just, like, he's just, like, pulling his arm and whatnot, and he just pulls his arm in and just vomits on it, and it just melts, and you're just like, oh. It's such a, like, brutal scene. There's another scene where, Seth Brundle, while he still looks like a human, it, like, goes in to arm wrestle a dude, because he's just high on, like, you know, the power he has, on, like, the physicality he's gotten. Since he's been fused with a bug. He doesn't know he's part bug at this point. He just thinks that, like, he thinks that through going through teleportation, he's become a better person. He doesn't realize he's been fused with a bug. And so he's just like, I'm the greatest thing ever. And he just goes and he arm wrestles a dude, like, because he's just like, nothing can stop me, you know? I'm a force of nature. And in the arm wrestling scene, he breaks the guy's arm. But that does not do justice to what the movie shows happens. In the movie, what it shows happens, you look away, because he breaks the arm in a very graphic fashion. And I feel kind of bad for spoiling that, because, like, if it's the first time watching the film, you don't see it coming. You're just like, oh, there, he's arm wrestling, and then it's just like, it just gets more and more intense, and then it's just snap. And it's just like, the first time I watched the movie, I actually had to look away from the screen because I was just caught so off guard by it. Ooh. You know what, chat? I'm gonna show this weekend. I'm gonna show The Fly on Discord. I shouldn't be going anywhere this weekend, so I should be able to do it on Saturday. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna check my schedule, and either this weekend or next weekend, I'm just gonna show The Fly. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie. It is the most endearing and horrifying Jeff Goldblum has ever been. He also, like, while he's turning into a bug, there's great, like, motion acting, like body language acting, where, like, he becomes twitchy. He starts, like, walking with not a hunch, but he starts like leaning forward like a dinosaur almost. Ooh. Like, the physicality really sells his transformation. And when they made the prop, I'm gonna assume it's gonna be in here. Oh, no. Oh, there it is, general chat. When they made the prop for like the full body fly, when he fully becomes a bug man, the proportions and like how it stood and like how it moved were like based on how he acted. Like they let him build up the character before building the prop, so they knew how to translate it into the animatronic. And it's on screen for so long, for such a short time, but you will never forget when the metamorphosis happens in The Fly. When it happens, you will never forget that scene. Ooh. And then did I mention I'm an idiot? I don't think I've mentioned that enough. Because I just skipped a step knowingly, and then paid for it. But I need to put this on. Why are you not going on? Or are you supposed to be a little loose beforehand? But I put this on, and then after I put this on, I put these on. Ooh, that was a little silly of me. You updated your profile and gender? Okay. Well, Amuro is like... You were talking about the other metamorph... Because I said metamorphosis, so you were thinking... Amuro's 16. Judo is like 14, and Camille is 15. I actually did see something recently that I didn't really consider, but how a bunch of people are like, Char is disgusting because he like because like Lala was like 17 or whatever, and it's like, oh my god, he's a pedo, and it's just like, meanwhile that dude from like Iron-Blooded Orphans like marries a 9-year-old, and they're just like, nah, he's fine. And it's just like, you know, that is kind of weird, that double standard. Ooh. Yeah, Judo. Judo is pretty average at everything. Ooh. And ooh, I don't know why that's happening. Let me check something real quick. When I was trying to put this part on, it kept pushing the part off, so I just want to make sure it's stable. Okay. Okay. I feel like I must have like missed something, right? No, this is just kind of like a free-floating piece, I guess. It's just the fact that like if you wanted to go fully up, but then you want to go back down again, you have to put your finger here and then push it back down. And make sure your thumb is on the center of the foot, because if it's on the toe, as you just saw, you'll push the toe up by accident. Ooh. Okay. What time are we at? Oh! We're about 2 hours. We have built the waist, the chest, and the head. Let me get out a jewelry bag so I can put all those in a bag. So to make sure we don't lose them. Actually, I feel like that's fine progress. I feel like the arms are gonna be a lot longer to do. Okay, I'll put 1 foot in here, and that bag's already full. And then I'll take this bag. This is just so that I can easily get them next stream. Ooh. I feel like Adrian Monk. I feel like Tony Shalhoub. Monk's a good show. Married plus have... Wait. I don't remember the Gellerhorn having children with the 9-year-old. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If we're still talking about the same person, but... I don't remember him actually, like, having children with the 9-year-old. She was like... I remember her saying, like, we can have children or whatever, you know. She was like, yeah! And it's just like... That felt more like, you know, an innocent child thing. It's just like, yeah, once we're married, I'll have children. It's like, ha ha ha, you don't know what that means. To be fair, that was the little girl who was... That sounds so fucking worse. That sounds so worse, actually. To be fair, it was a 9-year-old who wanted to have the kids. That sounds so much worse. To be fair, there's no salvaging this. Oh, I didn't know that. I knew Amuro was born on Earth, but I didn't really realize until he said something. I never knew where he was born on Earth. I want to do the backpack. I'm gonna do most of the backpack. I'm actually not gonna do these parts because I want to paint these parts. Maybe we'll do that next stream. But I'm gonna build most of the backpack just to have it built. And that's what we'll end stream with, because this is just gonna be real quick. Oh, it looks like I missed some pieces, so I'm gonna have to cut those out. And then... Merrick, why must you be so damn stupid? Oh wait, no, I was correct. Oh, then what am I doing wrong? Is it just at an angle? Oh, it's at an angle. Oh, the picture doesn't really convey that too well. I thought it was just like straight on both sides, but no, it's at an angle. Let's plug these in. Well, this is concerning. This one went... Oh, these aren't... I don't like this. To convey my problem is when I put this in... Okay, maybe that's not a good example, but that one's not really in too well, but... Yeah. Am I missing a step? It just says they go in, and then it's like, ah, it'll stay in there. It will not stay in there. And then there's these lower ones, which are those are the different thrusters. The different Verniers, but... That's a little concerning. Okay, they do go in here tightly, but I might need to do plastic cement or something for the ones that go up here. Because, again... Well, okay, so, like, it is tight if this is fully pushed in, but... I mean, you're not going to be holding it like this while it's on the kit. You know, like, here it's kind of nicely fixed, but by putting this piece here, it pushes the parts away from each other, and therefore makes the connection no longer secure. It's not really ideal. Ooh. So let us put these on, nonetheless. Let's get out these pieces so we have them for next stream. The E2. Ooh. Okay, well, let's get out these pieces. There's E1. Never mind. There's this. Yeah, the backpack is just... The backpack itself gets pushed apart when you plug these in, so... I think I'm gonna probably have to glue them in. Ooh. Luckily, I can glue them in without it being, like, a super firm connection, so if I need to in the future take them out for some reason, I would still be able to. So there's that and that. And then A. E, H, C, N, I. L, right? That's L. A is the white one. Here it is. Okay. So this. We cut off this. Oh, the blondie. Ooh. The blondie who's gonna marry, like, the guy who is set up, like, he's gonna marry the sister of the, you know, well, the main character's also a kid. Wait, hold up. The main character's also a kid, to be fair. Like, in that case, they're all kids. Like, the blondie dude, whose name I forget, he's like a full-ass adult. Like, you can be like, oh, well, like, he's 17. Well, the other character's 9. It doesn't really matter at that point. But, like, the main character of, like, IBO is like, yeah, he's like 12, but the girl who, you know, he sleeps with is literally like 11. So, like, it's weird. It's really weird. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's still a weird fucking scene. Like, they don't show it happening, but, like, we know it happens. It's fucking weird. But it's not as weird as, you know, the fact that, you know, Blondie is not as weird as with Blondie, I'll say that. But yeah. Yeah, the main character did have the child. Blondie never got a child. But the, like, little girl was like, yeah, we'll have chill. Like, I can't wait to be, like, you know, your wife and blah, blah, blah. Ooh. And then let's put this away. Okay, the Verners are staying in there, but I do not trust those Verners. If this ever falls even like a short distance, those Verners are coming out and they're gonna be gone forever. What time are we at? Okay, I'm gonna call it there because we're at 2:30 and I really need to start ending streams at 2. Ooh, but we could still build, like, say, the blaster or the hands or something, but that's something we can do for another day. Ooh, we can always continue building, but we need to know when to stop. We need to have moderation. So we have built, it's not going to be the best display because we've built the torso, the feet, the waist, and the backpack. Not tomorrow. On Wednesday, we'll be back to continue it. We'll be painting, we'll be painting these red because often that's just what you do in the inside of Werner. So we'll be painting these parts that go inside red. Hopefully I can, like, I need to figure out how to better, like, fill in, how to better paint these areas. Maybe I need to use a different paint, because I've been using the Gunpla paint, but it feels like it's too thick, and even when I water it down, it doesn't quite set in there the way I want. Maybe I should get the, like, the pour type pens that you can buy from Gundam. Maybe I should go to the store and see if I can find any red of those. But we'll come back and do a little bit of prep work. Ooh. There's actually not a lot of prep work I can see can be done on this guy that I'd want to do. Like, there's a little bit of divots there, but I don't really want to paint those. This guy kind of looks good with his just simple white and red color scheme, in all honesty. But there's a little bit of panel lining we can do here. We might paint that, but we'll figure that out on Wednesday. Let me find a place to link you guys out to, though. And while I'm looking for a place, let me say thank you for joining us. Don't worry that my mouth is open. The camera just got a little confused. Here, let me bring the camera over so that that's not happening. Well, that should fix it. There we go. That is true. The main character is, like, already like a quadriplegic at that point, but I never thought about that. Why did you think about that? Okay. But God, that is so messy looking. But I'm really liking this kit. There's some little eccentricities to it, but I'm really enjoying it. Ooh. Let me find a place to send you guys off to. Thank you for joining us. If you'll stick around for another minute or two, let me firstly get a link on YouTube. I always like to link out to Sawa, but is there anyone else? Sawa's always a reliable one. Sawa's a fun person to link out to. A little Puerto Rican firecracker. Okay. But... oh, I need to end the poll. Let me see the poll real quick. End poll. Well, chat, the results are in. You're wrong. Fucking apple pie is the best. Fucking wrong. Pumpkin pie is the best. I don't care if I am Merrick Vesper, the American Spirit VTuber. Fuck you. Apple pie is better. Oh, I can't believe you've done this. Yeah, it won't be a watch along. It's gonna be a watch party on Discord. I do want to clarify that. Ooh, it's not gonna be a stream, but maybe we could stream it next year. But this week we should be finishing, actually, on the topic of horror, we should be finishing Alien Isolation, and hopefully next week or the week after, actually the week after is gonna be Thanksgiving, so it has to be next week, I think. We should be doing the watch along for Alien. It'll be the original, it'll be the theatrical cut, not the director's cut. Ooh, I know that question comes up. And for Twitch, I don't want to leave Twitch hanging. Ooh, even though Twitch seems to be a bit of a smaller room today. Even if there's just one person, I'm gonna link out for you guys. So let me link out for Twitch as well. I'm gonna send you to the person one of the people who's doing the concept art for my rebrand. Ooh, and she's been giving me very good feedback recently. And that is Atya Tepis. She is doing a great job. Ooh. You never had any of it? Well, that's fair. But there's Atya Tepis for... actually, Atya Tepis also a friend of the channel. For you on Twitch. And there is Sawa Grape. You know, the fun little Puerto Rican voice actress. For you on YouTube. I hope you guys have a great day. A wonderful life. And remember, don't lose your head. Ooh. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream as much as I did. And this has been a learning experience. I think I'm going to go to doing the bag method where I'm going to be cutting off most of the pieces ahead of time. Just because that went a lot smoother and I didn't have to turn away from... it's really because I didn't have to turn away from the mic to get to, like, the box as much is really the thing. Is the fact that I could just stay focused on what's in front of me more. At this point, there's not real much. It's just at the end screen. You guys know I just talk. I just ramble. Tomorrow, I have no idea what we're doing. We might not even be streaming. It's Tuesday, so that's always up in the air. For Wednesday, we'll be back doing this. We'll be doing more Gunpla, more of this kit in particular. Thursday, we will be doing a viewer's pick, because that's just what we do on Thursdays. If you haven't voted, go over to the Discord and vote for what we'll be playing on Thursday. The options are... give me 1 minute, chat, to find what the options are. Subnautica... ooh. Red Dead Redemption 2, Star Wars Republic Commando, and Digimon Storytime Stranger Part 2. Ooh, so if you have any preference, go over there and vote. Ooh, I don't think we've played Republic Commando since last year, too. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have I hope you have a good night, and if it's morning for you, I hope you have an excellent day. Bye-bye, everybody. Oh shit, Friday's the finale for Alien Isolation. Also that. That's also happening. Can't forget about that one. Bye. Almost forgot, but I didn't.